Welcome to my tarot card reading for December 2016. We have here the opening, the one that gives the tone of the rest of the reading, the one that is giving us the warnings or advices of what we might expect and be ready for. We have Oya, Yanza, we have the moon and the sun. So Yanza is here and she's talking about this unexpected turns in history, we can say it like that. Unexpected turns, and they're going to be also quick, sudden, unexpected. They're talking about new beginnings, okay, that are coming to many nations. And what they're saying is that these turns, unexpected turns, are going to be painful. There's no other words to put it like that. Painful. And here we have the Justice, Venus, Libra, Saturn, the Empress, Libra, Taurus, Venus, Pisces. And Venus, which is the ruler in Taurus and in Libra, is giving an emphasis on anything related with relationship, society, the interaction between humans, okay? That kind of stuff is talking about freedom, it's about liberties, it's about, if you want to call it, privileges obtained during the past. That's what we're talking about. Taurus, house number 2, income, revenues, profits. So therefore we have Saturn, and we're talking about austerity measures. So what they're saying is expect cuts. The month of December is all about cuts, austerity, that are going to be obviously painful to society. There are going to be obviously some people that are going to suffer more than others, but that's what they're saying. At the same time, we have Taurus, house number 2, is our belief system, is our philosophy of life, what we think about this, what we think about that, how we understand this and how we understand that. And the tarot cards are saying technically and literally, we have Saturn, which is a little bit rigid and cold, and then we have Taurus, so it's letting us know, and then Venus is letting us know that there's going to be the rise of way of thinking, of beliefs that are very restrictive, belief systems that are very rigid in their way of thinking. They are, I don't know what other way to say it, but it sounds like he's going to be on the discriminatory side of doing things. Is going to be discriminatory, is going to be very restrictive. So expect laws that were enacted that highly probably are going to be turned, and they're going to be nullified, they're going to be void. So those people that obtain a privilege are going to be facing the possibility, I'm going to say possibility, that that privilege is going to disappear. Okay, that's what we're talking about. That kind of austerity, financially, economically, and socially. Okay, that's what more or less the tarot cards are warning us that we're going to start seeing during the month of December 2016. Okay, just talking about restrictions. That's the word here. Restrictions, bias, and discrimination is the main words here for December 2016. Let's pay attention now to every single week of the month. Okay, we have here the first week of December 2016, and then we have here the Four of Staff, and next to this the Four of Staff we have the World upside down. So this is all about victory, celebration, and what he's saying is that around the world obviously people are going to be celebrating whatever it is they're going to celebrate. It could be a victory, an election victory. Obviously for a group it's going to be a victory, and they're going to be happy and they're going to be celebrating. That's what the tarot cards are technically saying. The only problem is that we have here the world upside down, which is letting us know that it's not a complete happiness or a complete victory. There's going to be struggles, there's going to be fights, and like I said in Spanish, it's closely related with with bloodshed. It's going to be, this celebration is going to be tainted, is going to be smeared with blood. So we have to pay attention how it develops. Then the second week of December 2016, we have the Hermit, and this is all about investigation, and it's also introspection. As a society, people are going to start thinking, rethinking, analyzing, reanalyzing. There's going to be that tendency, especially during the second week. It's going to make more sense later on what are they thinking. On a political, financial aspect, this is all about investigation. Okay, there's going to be investigation related probably with fraud, we have to say that, but there is investigation, and they're going to be analyzing and reanalyzing all the things that would be laws, bills, and all this kind of stuff. Then we have for the third week, we have the Fool. This one is about decisions, and this one also is going to make sense later. But it's about decisions that are going to be taken, and there's no going back on those decisions. And here is about working with a project. It could be a law, a bill, but it's all related with working with a law or a project. Okay, now here I said that it was going to make sense later, and this is what is going to make sense. And here what we have is the Eight of Coins or Pentacles with the Eight of Staff and the Page of Swords. So there's going to be laws that are going to be enacted, but these laws, they have the purpose of creating growth, financial, economic growth. That's the purpose. But what the tarot cards here are saying, that they have one thing. They are, by nature, they are protectionist laws. Laws that they're going to be in the side of protectionism. So we're going to start expecting many nations behaving in a protectionist way. And that's what we're going to start seeing. United States is not going to be immune to this tendency. So we have to pay attention what is going on. We're talking about Brexit, that is, to a certain degree, a protectionist intervention. And the same thing with France. We might see the rise of Le Pen, which is going to be also protectionist by nature. So this is what the tarot cards are talking about. That's why we see people celebrating, okay? But at the same time, the tarot cards are saying that these laws, these decisions that are going to be taken, they're going to have an effect. And this effect is that things are going to get out of control. We're going to start seeing the markets shaking. We're going to start seeing the financial world shaking. I don't have any other words. And that's what we have. Things are going to get out of control, financially, politically, and even socially. Okay? Now, we have this in a vertical line, and it's letting us know that people are going to be celebrating decisions that are going to be made. But I already mentioned which decisions are those. These decisions have a hue of discrimination in the eyes of some people, and they are going to be restrictive, but they're going to be celebrating that kind of bills, laws that are going to be enacted, like I said. That's what we're talking about. In a horizontal line, we're going to start seeing people analyzing society, analyzing, reanalyzing, thinking and rethinking these laws and these tendencies that I've been mentioning. Okay? So we have to pay attention to many countries to see what is going to be the tendency. But the tendency is going to be protectionist in nature. It's going to be towards being conservative. There's going to be a movement towards the right. That's technically what I'm saying. And then here, what we have is the existential vortex. And the existential vortex is saying that many people have decided to turn a blind eye to certain situations that are very important, and they decided to get into the decision. In other words, let's be very honest. In other words, we're talking about electing Trump, we're talking about Brexit, and we're talking about Le Pen. So, in other words, what the tarot is saying is that people are turning a blind eye to very specific, important topics that are going to affect society, relationship with society, that are going to be very restrictive in nature. They're going to be very rigid in nature. They're going to turn a blind eye on that, on those discriminatory tendencies. They're going to turn a blind eye. That's technically what the tarot cards are saying. And they're going to get into a situation that is going to bring the markets to their knees. They're going to create, to sound dramatic, a collapse. Okay? We're going to start seeing this tendency brewing and building up during the month of December. And obviously this is going to have repercussions for 2017. Okay? That's all I have for you. We have to pay close attention to France, to England, United States, Brazil, and Africa. And when I say Africa, I'm mainly thinking about the central part of Africa, the west part and the south part of Africa. That big area, there's something gonna happen in that area that is gonna put the attention of the rest of the world in that area. I will be more inclined in the west, probably Nigeria. They are going to start seeing the world paying attention to that part of the world, and I'm talking about Africa. Middle East, we don't have to talk a lot about it. We already know what is happening there. The thing that we have to pay attention is also Israel. With all these changes that are happening, how is going to affect Israel? We have to pay attention to Brazil, because we're talking about protectionism. Brazil, in many other countries like Japan, China, we have to pay attention. Okay? And United States is not immune to these tendencies. Okay? That's what I have for you. Until the next one.